Okay, so Virgo, let's take a look. We have, in the first week, we have Judgment, then Ace of Pence in reverse, or Ace of Coins, then Five of Swords, also in reverse, and then Star in reverse. So, interesting stuff going on here. There's a lot of hope, and there's a lot of sort of recovering from a battle. Judgment is a card of forgiveness. It's a card of renewal. In this picture, you can see what it depicts is that there are souls that are coming up from the grave. And it's a card about leaving the old past ghosts behind and entering into a stage of this new triumphant fire or new life, if you will. It's got a lot of phoenix energy to it. So it's about rising up and sort of accepting the new life that's available to us. So this is a card of rebirth. If you have been reborn to something, or if you have left an addiction, or if you've left an old life behind and you're beginning a new life, this is very much like new life, new fire, new leaving the ghosts of the past behind. And I often see this card as a card of forgiveness, both forgiveness of others and forgiveness of oneself. These figures in the Rider-Waite, they're gray. In the Morgan Greer here, they're sort of like a dark blue, but gray is usually a sign of just even-keeledness or balance or forgiveness, essentially. So at least that's how I read it in the Rider-Waite. So it's like, again, leaving the ghosts of the past behind. New renewal, new life, new birth is how I read this card, Judgment. And what it tells me in conjunction of Ace of Coins here, Ace of Coins is new beginning. So there may be some way at the beginning of the month where if you are able to forgive the ghosts of the past, where it may mean you or someone else, if you're able to step into that new fire, that new life, it's going to present you with a new opportunity to receive a new lifestyle, new values, new material gains. That's what Ace of Coins is the world, the universe handing us something. Sometimes this can be a new job because it's a new way of earning a living, but regardless of how it presents, it is the universe handing you something new. It's an ace, so it's beginning energy, and you can see there's this garden gate where it's like the seeds that you sow at this new beginning time become this garden that you can enjoy and walk through later that has all these flowers in it. So there may be a way in which forgiveness unlocks a new rebirth, leaving the ghosts of the past behind, and you're ready and willing to receive this new life, new material, new lifestyle, new money, new beginning from the universe to you. When it's in reverse, the energy is still there, but it's in suppression. So what it's telling me is that there may be a hesitancy on your part to actually take hold or receive this new beginning. Realize that it is coming to you. It is this is kind of like volcanic fire energy, where it explodes everything and melts everything, and it creates new lava, which is fresh, fertile, new land. And then this is the new beginning to begin that life. A lot of people ask me about reading cards in reverse. Some people think it's just the opposite, and some card readers do read that way, which is a legitimate way to read it. But the way I read it is that the energy is present there, but it's in suppression or in shadow. So this tells me a new beginning. The seeds for a new beginning are there, but you're just not planting them yet. So that's Ace of Coins in reverse. What this also tells me is that this Five of Swords energy is recovering from a battlefield. So what it tells me is that there may be some way in which you are preoccupied with what has gone on, this battle that the sun is setting on, by the way. The battle's done. The battle's over. The Five of Swords is a card about picking up the pieces, is what I call it, and collecting what collecting the spoils or the beneficial parts of what has happened. So when 5 of Swords shows up, it tells me that there's some sort of battle that has happened, some sort of conflict, and that this person is collecting the ideas, the treasures, any sort of benefits of what has happened, the conflict, what was left over. Sometimes if there's a divorce, there are common assets that need to be divvied up, or if there was some kind of conflict, there's lessons to have been learned. The swords often represent ideas, so new ideas, new ways of thinking about things. The fact that it's here in reverse says, in some ways you're still preoccupied with the battle, and you may not be collecting what's available to you. Like, make sure that you're learning the lessons of whatever conflict has happened, that you're collecting the benefits from, the sun has set on this conflict. It's over with. There's nothing more to be gained from it. But make sure that you do collect the things that were gained from that conflict. So even though there's nothing more happening with this card, make sure that you walk away with new knowledge. That's what Swords energy is. Swords is mental, the mental element. So make sure that you walk away with a new set of knowledge, because the fact that it's in reverse tells me that you may either still be preoccupied with the battleground that happened, or you may not be collecting the necessary lesson from it. So see what you can gather from the fact of what had happened. This likely was before the new transformation that happened, or the new fire, or the being reborn, but there's something that's telling me that you're still staying there, and that's also what's preventing you from fully receiving or accessing this Ace of Coins energy, which is new lifestyle, freshness, new beginnings, new money, sometimes it can be new job, new values, something good is coming to you. But if you stay preoccupied here and you don't gather the lessons, it may be difficult to receive that. And then also too, star energy, this is hope. This is self-acceptance. Again, just like these folks here in this card, these people are all naked, and so is she, which again is another sign of self-acceptance, self-forgiveness. This is more about self-forgiveness of self and others. This one is more about acceptance and recognizing yourself as a star. Star is full of radiance and hope. She has balance between the emotional water element, but yet she's still grounded. She has one foot on the earthly plane. So this card is a card of self-acceptance, radiance, and hope. It absolutely shows of someone who's not trying to be someone else, someone who knows their own worth, someone who's just radiant in their own being. And it's a beautiful card of just accepting yourself exactly as you are, and accepting things as they are, and having balance and sort of tranquility, and that creates this natural radiance. With this in the reverse position, it's making me wonder, are you able to access that self-acceptance, that inner knowledge of your own worth, your own radiance, your own star qualities, or even of hope for the future? So be careful that you don't get caught up in staying on the battleground. Make sure that you access hope, self-acceptance, and that will help you receive the blessings that are here for this new beginnings, new life. So that's the first week for you, Virgo. Towards the middle of the month, look at this. This is kind of funny. You have both World at the center of your second, the middle of the month. You have both Wheel of Fortune, which is chance, which is change, which is, the ups that the up will be down and the down will be up. And then this is world energy, which is like everything is available. The world is yours. It's the balance of all this physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental energy. So there's some big change. See how both of these are zeros? Both of these are circles. It's like you've come full circle on something, and then the tables are turning. And also is very, very similar to this energy. So this is like the chapter has ended and new chapter is coming. With Wheel of Fortune and World, this is kind of like zero energy. It's almost like Fool, but it's sort of like a fresh. This is things changing for sure. What was up here is going to be at the bottom, and what was at the bottom is going to be at the top. Tables are turning. This too is complete full fulfillment, and when everything is going your way, it's interesting. I like to point out too in this card, this is again the naked woman who is fully accepting of herself. When she goes through all the transformation from star, she goes through a couple more advanced learnings, and then she gets to be world. So this is card 17. And then this is card 22. So there's some steps before she gets from this position, as you can see, launching up into like the universe. But one of the things I'll point out is that this is very much there for you. This is central to the figure, is that this is all zero potential energy, nothing being formed. That's very Fool energy. But this is sort of like fulfillment, and this is change. The tables are turning. There's something excuse me, that is making me wonder, are you not allowing this? Is this something that you're not seeing? Are you ready for this, but that it's just not ripe? Is it that once you write your own self-acceptance, once you correct that card from being upside down to in upright position, once that happens, I have a feeling these will unlock. So once you recognize your own radiance, your own self-acceptance, once you access this star energy, which is hopefulness, again, radiance, the radiance of your own being, then I think you're going to see the tables turn. You're going to see that all things are available to you. Everything goes your way. Life becomes very rich and full. This is the final card of the major arcana. So this is like fulfillment. This is this is what happens when we before we begin a new cycle. But this is like everything comes to you. So see if you can, Virgo. This is also, this is traditionally the card for Aquarius because she's the water bearer, but it's also a great card for Virgo because it is the maiden. It is the virgin, the woman who, doesn't need external support or she's complete and whole in herself. And so is World. What also is surrounding that transformation, that fullness, that changing of the tides is there is a fire woman. This is Queen of Rods. So she usually represents Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. So if there's a woman who represents that to you, this is also someone who is confident, bold, attractive, does things in her own sort of sunny, radiant way. It's like if Star were personified, Queen of Rods is a good personification of that. She's confident, she's bold, she does her own thing. She does it in a very warm-hearted, sunny manner. She's the Queen of Fire. So that could either be you, Virgo, taking on this role as Queen of Rods, but traditionally it's a fire sign. So there may be some sort of fire sign that helps you in this transformation, in this new birth, or that is in some ways surrounding your turning of the tides, of your accessing your own fulfillment, of you becoming this world card from Star. So I see her as a key figure or element in all of this happening in the middle of the month. There's a way in which she plays a role, and she's in a benevolent position. So she's either helping you with this transformation, or she may be a key figure for all of this to happen. And then there is a way, 10 of coins, there is domestic bliss, it's inheritance, it is reaping the rewards from decisions made over time. This is often like a sign of the patriarchy, or it could be matriarchy as well. It means like old family having passed down wealth over time, and here's the couple in behind the fortress enjoying the wealth and splendor of all that. So that may have played a part in it too, but you may need to let go of that. In reverse, it says that maybe there's an inheritance that you're not getting that you had expected, and that may be blocking your changing things or feeling fulfilled. There's a way in which you need to let go of the established order or your expectations of all this money coming to you. So if there's a way in which you, Ten of Coins in reverse is not experiencing the domestic stability, or not experiencing rewards from having done things over time. There may be a way in which things have maybe been very changeable for you, and therefore you can't access a lot of funds, because it's sort of like that Chinese or Japanese saying that says, a rolling stone gathers no moss. With all this change happening, there may be a way in which you don't receive all of the blessings or financial blessings or material gain that you would if things had just stayed the same. But so this is telling me the need for a letting go of something that you expected. If you expected money from a family member, if you expected an inheritance, if you expected a windfall from a legal matter, you may have to let go of that. And then let's see what else is going on here. Towards the end of the month, we have Four of Cups, we have Eight of Swords, Knight of Swords, and Four of Swords. So a lot of swords energy. And swords often relate to our mental state, our ideas, our convictions, our thoughts. So these two cards kind of go together for me in terms of what's similar about these two cards is that both of them are missing something. Both of them are blind to something. So this is telling me towards the end of the month, don't be blind. One is being offered something. This is Four of Cups. So this is the universe handing you something that's related to the heart. Cups are the emotional realm, the heart realm. This is something that you're going to love. But in Four of Cups, the main figure is blind to that cup. All that the figure is focusing on is the three cups in the foreground. So Four of Cups is a preoccupation of what is. Things are always going to be the same. I only see what is in front of me. I'm meditating on myself. This is a card that signals pick up your head and look up. Look at other opportunities that are being handed to you. Don't be blind to what the universe is trying to give to you that you might love. This is saying, don't just be focused on what you already have, things the way they are. You can see the figures completely enclosed in these this greenery. So it's almost like being a hermit or being drawn into oneself in meditation. This is saying, wake up, look, don't be Rip Van Winkle, don't be asleep. Like, wake up and look and see what the world is offering to you. So don't be blind, or you might miss something that you really love, something that is coming to you. Then this next card, Eight of Swords. This is a card again of being blind, feeling like a victim, feeling like I'm just stuck. This can be a card of things are just always focusing on what is and therefore never getting other results because you're just completely focused on what is. You don't see the new things that are coming to you. This card is a card that's saying you may in some ways feel like a victim. You don't necessarily have to. She's blindfolded, and she's surrounded by all these swords. She's not actually enclosed by them, though. She can actually walk right out of them, but she needs to take her blindfold off first. She's stuck in victim mentality, and all of these swords around her are her thoughts that are making her feel like, I'm stuck, there's no way out, I'm in bondage, I'm bound. It's very stuck victim mentality energy. However, there's great power in this card where she could actually cut her blindfold or her binds on one of these swords and just walk away. She's choosing to give in to this victim mentality, feeling stuck. She actually has more power than she realizes, but she's willfully blind. And that's one thing I'll say with both of these cards towards the end of the month. What both of them are saying to me is don't be blind. So those are the message of those cards. Open your eyes to the fact that you have things coming to you that you might love. You can get out of the situation, any situation that you're in. You have to get out of your thoughts, get out of your head first. And then this card, Knight of Swords, this is a card of great courage. You can see this is a man who is not only solid in his convictions and his ideals, that's what the sword represents here, but he is also willing to go into battle, to fight for what he believes in. We see this burning tower. Interestingly, too, there's a tower echoing in this card, too, or a home or a fortress, and here it's burning. So whereas here, it may be that you feel victimized or stuck in a particular heavy fortress sort of way. This one says, no, let's light that fortress on fire. I'll go in even if the fortress is on fire. I'm willing to stand up for my convictions. I'm willing to go into battle for what I believe. So this card is telling me that once you are willing to step away from this victim mentality and take up a charge on what it is that you believe, then you're going to access the courage of this card. This card has a lot of changeable energy. He can kind of be too direct or go into battle too quickly. But the fact that you're not accessing this card, that it's in shadow, tells me maybe you need to be your own hero, or you need to access your own convictions. Be willing to fight for them. Be willing to go into battle, even though the tower is burning. That might be what you need, so don't be blind. Be willing to fight. And then this card says, after all of that, you may need to take a time out. You may need to rest. This card is actually literally after the warrior goes into battle, defends his convictions. Then Four of Swords is taking a rest. This is literally that soldier who's just laying down, taking a time out. It's a time for reflection. It's a time for rest between battles. It's a time of just really being calm and processing things, and just taking time out, fighting about saving. I forget how that saying goes, but saving time to fight another battle, waiting to fight another day. So that's this card. So after you do all this, after you kind of pull yourself up from your bootstraps, or if you're able to not be blind and actually take up this cause for yourself, and go into battle for it, then you get this time to rest and reflect. Also, one thing that I'll say is that these cards, Knight of Swords and Five of Swords, definitely are battleground cards. This says one has ended. This says you need to be willing to fight for something that you believe in. But once you get past what has already happened, and once you're willing to stand up for what you believe in and fight for it and get out of this victim energy, that's when this World card is going to right itself too. So, and that's when that's when you get this fulfillment. So see if you can get past what has happened, get in through this renewal, and then you get this hope and this new life being handed to you. And then if you're able to not feel like a victim and not be blind to what's going on and actually stand up for what you believe in and be willing to fight for it, then, change happens and fulfillment happens. So this may have already happened for you in the middle of the month, but make sure that you don't let this slip by because of your focus on what is, or your focus on feeling like a victim. There is something that you can do about it. You just have to have courage. So that's going to be a big theme for you this month, Virgo, is having courage, being willing to let go of your expectations of what you thought you were going to receive. And then once you've actually fought that battle, take a time out and do some reflection.